I went to the club and I was hearing him, but I didn't actually meet him at that time. I was just listening to him DJ. He was already DJ that was mingling with him.
I kind of met him the same way, but I just happened to meet him earlier than he did. But I used to hang out outside the DJ booth, and finally he let me go inside the DJ booth, and we became friends. So that was like 74, 75, 1975. Opinionated, critical, and talented and skillful, and once you got in his inner circle, it's just like anybody else. Fun to hang out with.
He was kind of shy though.
Yeah.
He didn't open up that easily. Whenever I go places and see him smoking a cigarette, but he wasn't really socializing. Galaxy 21 was the launching point.
I can tell you in those days, there was a written rule. No one knew you until you got to Manhattan.
That's true.
And he was in Queens, which means no one knew him. Once you get to Manhattan, that's how you get known.
Well, 23rd Street,
yeah.
Off 8th Avenue. It's now a Cineplex theater, but at the time it was 3 buildings pieced together. You walk through and you'd have to go up little stairways. There was a lot of little catacomb kind of things. And it seemed like a fire trap.
Well, it was.
Like, I mean, that was the place for me at the time. I didn't know anything that reached that level for me at that time.
It was pretty popular because there wasn't that many after-hour clubs. So for a lot of DJs and a lot of people who wanted to still party after 4 a.m., it was maybe only 2 or 3 clubs. And Galaxy had Walter, so they made that even more special.
Yeah, it was very different.
There was a lot of really good DJs then, but Walter was in a different class just because of his mixing skill. And he would have the audience just like in awe because his mixing skill was so precise, and he was doing it live in front of people, and he rarely made a mistake. So that just made it more exciting to see what Walter was going to do. And he knew people were coming to hear him for that, so he would try to do things to make people surprised.
He also had really good taste. I mean, you know, I knew some talented DJs that kind of bored me because all they were doing was cutting up records I didn't want to hear. He loved beats, and he brought out like a bigger drum and a bigger real disco sound. It was the beginning for me of a new level of sound. Just like the garage took it another place. At that time, Galaxy 21, me and all my friends were like, you know, this is all new music, like not just a new song, but new genre.
He definitely liked all tastes, meaning there wasn't a genre of music he didn't try to like incorporate to make you dance. And, you know, from jazz, funk, reggae, everything. It was like, that was one of the great things about him was he took so many chances.
He did like drums.
He did. No,
like a lot of drums.
He loved drums. He loved percussion. That's a better way to put it, because he loved his hi-hats and his cowbells and his anything percussion. Well, when I was first going there was a dance called the Bus Stop, which was just country two-step, whatever, and the electric slide, all these other different names, but it's the same dance. And because of that, Walter had to mix perfect, because if you mixed wrong, everybody would stop their bus stop. So that was the best part, that he would try to put all these different kind of music in while everyone's doing the bus stop. And he would not mess up very rarely. So it was amazing to see that challenge. He always loved to take those kind of challenges. Like, Tony, I'm gonna keep them dancing to the bus stop until they're tired, not until I mess up. That was the way he thought. You want to answer it first?
Well, I think he's actually a bigger part, because he was happening then. These guys took quite a while to happen. I mean, they might have started back then, but it wasn't until several years that they were even accepted outside of their neighborhood. Walter was happening in a big way, and they were also respecting Walter. Like I remember Downstairs Records, they catered to a lot of DJs, and they had a separate little store off to the side that was for breaks and hip hop, like the beginning of breakbeat stuff. And I remember that these guys were always talking about Walter. You know, they were impressed by Walter and what he was doing, because nobody had really set the tone yet. Flash and Bombado and all those guys, they were brand new.
They were kids.
Yeah.
I think he was the pioneer. Because before that, it was really only Tom Moulton. And no one else got credit. Meaning, we know somebody was doing these mixes, but nobody's name. We found out later who they were. But at the time, they didn't get any print. And then Walter came along and he got his name on the record. And the record sold, which means now companies see money, and that started everything for me.
Not just that, he pushed the envelope. I thought that Tom, you know, actually producers weren't crazy about what Tom was doing to their mixes. They thought that was pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
But Walter, I mean, they were in outrage. Like, how could you do this to our record? We don't want this to come out. And meanwhile, like a 10% or something, it's way outselling their single and their album. So they kind of shut up. And then he started to get more work, and it opened the door for remixing in general. Because Tom's stuff, it opened a door, but it was not as outrageous. Really, Walter really took a lot of liberties and opened the door for that.
Well, see, before Walter, most people just put
You couldn't change much.
an instrumental intro, the vocal, instrumental ending. Walter changed that by starting out with just congas. Or, you know,
Well,
might not put
he
the
did what he
voice
wanted.
in. Yeah, he might not put the voice in for 4 minutes. But the whole point was, like Danny said, is he took all these risks where no one else, everyone was playing it safe. And Walter was saying, well, I'll just do a cowbell. I'll just have my voice talk. Meaning he did every kind of crazy thing you could think of. And people were buying the records, and that's what the bottom line
I mean,
was.
Hit and Run, he cut the was it the choruses out?
I
and
know.
everything. I mean, you know.
And we didn't miss it.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, they were outraged. They wanted to kill him.
The producers did not like Walter.
It really sold big, and it changed everything. They opened their eyes.
Especially because that was a 12-inch, and before that, most DJs like me and Danny, we would buy the album because they usually had the longer cut, you know. And if we buy the single, it's usually a short version. Walter comes out with these 12 inches. It's a longer cut, and it's only one song.
He was definitely the star of the moment.
And we were like, wow, we'll buy it just that one song. We don't even need the rest of the album. So he definitely changed everything.
It's an understatement.
I know.
You can tell that. He had so many stories about it.
That definitely is an understatement. I'm like speechless just thinking what I can answer, how I can answer that. He compromising wasn't part of Walter. As a matter of fact, he might go the opposite route just to be different. But it's always something to his heart, and he always was trying to make whatever he was doing better. So it was always true and honest. It upset some people, and some people overjoyed. So there was always mixed feelings about Walter in those days because he was doing things no one else was doing. So you expect it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he never really set out for fame. It's like he enjoyed the underground and what he was doing. You either liked it or you didn't. Whether you're his friend or the person on the dance floor or person paying his check. He just did it his way, and when it didn't work out, he left. And you know, the reason why maybe he isn't as bigger than he is or more known about him is because he's very much that. No compromise at all.